feedback on my end, but that's not necessarily. And there, as always, a little bit of a start. So my name is Jared. This is engineering. Oh, now I'm cutting out. Ooh, okay. Let me do a hard reset. Just let Carlos know here, doing a hard reset of the room, and I'll come back in. All right, attempt number 2. Audio is okay. All right. We'll see how far we can get. So July 15th, 2021. My name is Jared. This is Engineering the Markets. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we have today. We're going to start off today with crude and some technical aspects that are starting to facilitate themselves more and more. So as we saw the run up in crude, we had marked off some previous large term technical levels, mostly around the $77 per barrel inside of the CL future contract. So far, the reaction has been one of, at least in the short term, stalling the overall strong uptrend that crude had been encountering since early April in a breakout of a previous range. Now, we're getting some more information from OPEC. It does believe, or the news so far has been one of agreement. I'll pull up some of the, basically yesterday we were seeing the potential for agreement between the UAE, and it does appear that some of that deliberation is still ongoing. We're having this sort of back and forth battle between whether supply needs to be restricted or whether an agreement can be met between the companies involved with oil production. So in the short term, it does appear as if crude is responding to this by, for the most part, being somewhat undirectional and indecisive with its movement throughout these levels. So we've obviously got some nice swing low support facilitated by the drop couple of about a week prior, and we're staying within this trading range for now. What this has done though in the short term is we've seen energy really start to sell off harder and ultimately start to profit take harder than the larger crude market, and even in some of the more natural gas exposed companies via the XOP, same basic price action. The idea is that it seems as if the energy market for the time being has sort of hit a wall of selling, and we're seeing the volume increase on these ETFs. We're seeing the downside movement continue. This is while oil and natural gas have essentially stalled in their short-term directional movement to the upside. Let's see if natural gas can load for me. Natural gas being somewhat stronger in its setup, but overall not moving higher as it did in the past. So for us as traders, looking at this, we're using futures to kind of get a sense of sentiment. You can obviously trade the futures as well if the setup permits itself. But in the equities market, we're not seeing the same sort of consolidative or just sort of stalling price action, there has been more of a tendency to sell these events. So for us, taking advantage of this in the short term came in the way of starting to hit targets and essentially profit take from a marketplace that had been moving higher for about 6 to 7 months, one of the strongest overall sectors in the S&P during that time. Financials following as well, and just having a period of performance that was quite impressive from the lows. But as we start to potentially profit take harder, we want to look for those opportunities in both directions. And what I'm looking at here is that the energy market may be about to give up more of its gains. We do see some structure here, more or less in the distributive nature with the head and shoulders approach. That's going to be our structure here. And we are starting to see that neckline, which is why I kept it drawn, starting to crack. So if the conversations continue, if oil and natural gas start to stall into the month of July, and so far, if there's no other catalyst for the energy market, I would say this may be an area to look at, both to continue lower and then ultimately to have some short-term capitulation bounces like we saw in other sectors. Now, these were much more aggressive and happened much quicker, but the upside was just as attractive as the downside, assuming you were able to find the right moments to enter these trades. And that is what we're proposing at the moment for XLE and for XOP. Whether you are long exposed to these energy stocks and whether you're hitting or have hit certain profit targets to the upside, we may be starting to shift against the dominant trend. And that can be seen both in the structure, in the fact that the asset classes are consolidative or pausing in their overall uptrend, along with the fact that we are starting to lose key moving averages on the daily. So with all of this, you want to be starting to look at the weekly, see if we can catch ourselves in the normal spots of the trend based around something like the 20 period. And if we cannot, that's when it really opens the door back to the downside to retest some of the previous swing lows during the trend. Usually this occurs during sort of that topping phase of a stronger markup session inside of a set of equities or assets. So energy so far has not been performing quite well. We're still seeing technology keep their sort of crown in the leadership category, mostly facilitated by the same culprits, with Apple nearing the 150 range and moving quite strongly ahead of its earnings. And Microsoft in a similar structure and camp with a more dominant trend preceding it. Apple has sort of bucked the odds against the trading range that it had been in for quite a while, coming well through previous resistance zones and sort of clearing a lot of previous selling supply zones. But Microsoft more or less has been trending the entire time, making those swing highs into swing lows, each of which providing decent buying opportunities against a larger overall uptrend. So these stocks, because of their market cap, because of the size they represent in the SPY, have been masking some of the selling pressure across the board. And we've been looking at where that selling has occurred. We've seen some earnings come out in the financial stocks. Those financial stocks have not been treated necessarily well in their strong earnings showing, with a lot of their EPSs being higher than estimated. JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs are the two that came out last Tuesday. And then we saw the likes of Citi, which had a very volatile intraday session amidst, I believe, its earnings call. I actually haven't confirmed where this drop came from, but this is approximately a 5% drop in a matter of 10 to 15 minutes. So, excuse me, we're seeing a lot of volatility here facilitated by earnings. And most of these stocks have not been taken kindly in these earnings reports. Bank of America as well, quite a bit of volatility, maybe a bit of a capitulation here against some previous support, but short term, definitely to the downside. Now, not every stock is the same, and that's why we want to pull up the alternate thesis. We did have one bank stock, Wells Fargo, perform quite well, but it is possible that the reaction to the earnings report was something that market participants did not price in correctly relative to some of the other banks. Wells Fargo, if you note some of its historical prices, has not really recovered completely in the long-term perspective of its price history. But additionally, Wells Fargo tends to be one of the more volatile banking names. So regardless of the upside or downside in earnings, that expected movement of Wells Fargo tends to be a little bit elevated relative to its stock price. You want to think in maybe percentages here. JP Morgan had something like about a 3% expected move into its earnings, whereas Wells Fargo was a little bit more elevated, closer to about 5%. So that can obviously facilitate movement much more aggressively in both directions, with Wells Fargo happening to trade to the upside. So a little bit of a mixed bag here, but the majority of our banking stocks at this time have been trading lower. And as we look at our market calendar for today, take that filter out. Let me go ahead and filter on the S&P 100, some of our biggest names. We do have the likes of Morgan Stanley, Bank of New York Mellon, and then US Bancorp. Maybe smaller representations in the financial market because we are nearing the end of sort of the financial week of earnings, but eyes on Morgan Stanley for more volatility in financials. And then specifically with UNH, now that it has come out with its earnings, this is one of the major holders in both the healthcare sector and along with that, the Dow. So for those unfamiliar, the Dow is weighted more or less by the price of the shares that are represented in the 30 companies of the index. So if your share price is high, a la UNH, trading near the $400 per share price level, your stock, aka UNH, will hold a lot of weight in the Dow. So something to keep in mind is while it is just one stock in a basket of 30, it holds a lot of weight, and any downside in UNH is likely to be felt in the Dow. And this is coming from a perspective of the Dow approaching its previous swing highs, somewhat range-bound trading at this time with that same capitulation look and feel that we got with the financials, industrials, materials, and to some degree, energy. We got a little bit of a bounce during that volatile period of the market. So let's look at healthcare while we have the charts up. We see a little bit of downside both yesterday and possibly into today's session as we are gapping slightly lower. But overall, healthcare, similar to tech, is in this strong breakout all-time high structure. So keep in mind that in order to really shake up the sector, we would have to see quite a few stocks trading to the downside more as a correlation to UNH's earnings. And so far, that has not been the case. So we will see if that does come to fruition, but a good bit of volatility in UNH. I'm looking to see if this one hits our gapper scanner today, as it is sort of a higher price stock, but ultimately has wider range and can offer some good opportunity during earnings, as it does tend to trend if you look back in previous history. So that's kind of the overview of some of the economic, I would say, aspects of the market during earnings this week. We do have crude that we talked about, and that's affecting the energy market. Eyes still on the dollar. I'm still looking to see whether this period of range-bound action is starting to tighten and starting to compress, leading to the potential of a larger move. We saw this here, albeit more or less against a support zone, and we were looking for the dollar to confirm whether that support was going to be lost or if we were going to break higher, and that did occur, leading to a lot of volatility in the metals. Once again, still looking for that moment in time, whether the metals are performing against the dollar and more as an inflationary hedge, or whether the dollar does take hold once again, leading to that sort of short-term retracement against the larger-term trend. We see that gold here so far respecting the 200 period, lots of sloping down action, and we can see things like the potential for the 50 and the 200 to cross, but the price action is sitting below both moving averages. So this is where essentially looking whether these moves are short-term in nature or if they have some medium-term strength, something like we saw back in this time frame. So far, just kind of holding, I guess, on my hands, just waiting to see if we get some additional confirmation. And that's with gold leading, silver relatively flat, no direction, not even a lot of volatility, and copper to some degree actually lagging in the short term. We're seeing differences in these metals, in these price movements. Copper was sort of a star back in late 2020 to 21, but as with most aggressive markup phases, there can be oftentimes these blow-off tops that take a long time to be retested, usually in the period of months to years, depending on how they are set up. So looking to see if copper has set that sort of blow-off top. Volume indicates that maybe it is not done. The volume is not necessarily exhaustive in this way, but overall, the price action has given up quite a bit of that drop. So looking to see if the weekly holds. If not, we're looking maybe at lower prices back to sort of the more rational breakout zones that occurred in the past. That's going to be here. We'll take off some of the structure for now. So overall, not too much on the equities front. I think a lot of people are starting to watch the eventual decline of their favorite meme stocks. For now, we're watching AMC quite heavily. We did see AMC really pick up in the downside movement, not only against a strong showing against a key support level. If you were trading intraday, you were quite happy with this strong bounce. But since then, essentially no follow through, no recovery. And now that we have lost this support zone, this sort of low end of the trading range, we are coming down much lower, filling the gap, which is on the daily here, and essentially looking back in time to see, is there any reason to consider this as previous support? I'll be watching AMC quite closely. As with any large sell-off, there's often to be even larger recovery bounces to take advantage of intraday. And with the downside pressure on some of these stocks like GME, which have also underperformed in the past couple of weeks, stocks like Clove, CLNE, BBBY, and SPCE, one of the more, I would say, newsworthy names, as we have had some civilian exposure to a catalyst in this space, and yet the stock performance and the offering has dragged the price much lower. So be watching these names. I think the exaggerated selling at some point will hit that moment of sort of supply demand imbalance that we all like to find as traders. And once again, whether this comes in the form of some fear that is selling into that final capitulation move, or whether we're simply hitting a moment of correction leading to retesting of the top end trading range. Those are moments that as traders, you can take advantage of the bounce, along with hopefully you've been taking advantage of some of the downside if you are more of a short-minded trader. Either or has been advantageous. So watching these names today, they've been pretty much on the list for the past week. A lot of traders have been taking advantage of them in the room. Now we are looking to see, is this selling to continue with AMC kind of all eyes on, along with maybe space as well? Or can we find those moments where the price stalls and reacts quite strongly back to the upside? So either way, looking to take advantage of that. All right, and let's see, last but not least, we'll just look at the overall SPY, talk about where we are positionally. So far, SPY has been continuing to print new all-time highs in previous sessions, but notice short term that we are lacking the same follow-through and lacking the ability to close strongly into our afternoon sessions. We pull down lower term, we see essentially we're starting to build this range between 434 and all-time highs. This has been a balance zone in the past couple of sessions. And this has been in the short term as well, facilitated by something like the 200 period on the 1 hour, looking for those trending moving averages, which ones are being respected and which ones have had good overall reaction in previous pullbacks. So whether you're looking at the daily and you're pulling up something like an exponential, you'll see the level of support we've had in the past on some of these drops, more or less respecting them and leading to new highs. Or you can pull it to the shorter term and you're looking at deeper moving averages with a similar calculation as to their overall price. But either way, the SPY has been struggling to continue this strong rally in the short term. I believe some of this is due to some of the selling pressure in other sectors. Tech is strong, and those key names are charging forward. But 2 or 3 stocks alone cannot carry the S&P. We do have Google as well, which has been moving quite well, but so far, just starting to potentially stall out in the short term against maybe Facebook, which has been starting to potentially, once again, form that trading range near the top side. We're looking for the trend to continue, and so far, the selling has been dominating in this couple of periods throughout the past couple of days. So SPY in this posture, maybe to give back some of these gains, we need to recognize that it did make a new all-time high, new swing highs. So there are still trend traders looking to buy certain areas of the market at key inflection zones. And that is going to be the same basic conversation for the Qs. Once again, if I load up the 12, should have kept it up. We can see the inflection here. Daily chart showing a lot of strength, bouncing off of these moving average supports. And we talked about the Dow, but let's look at the IWM, which once again showcases some selling in this market. It is not all roses and dandelions, but we have an IWM which is really starting to facilitate more and more downside. You can look at the 1 hour to see that we are starting to once again reject those highs, come to the midpoint of the range. And now if the selling does continue, a la AMC carrying a lot of market cap weight in the IWM, then the IWM may have more to fall. And we'll be looking at this relative trend line as sort of a short-term stopping point for this drop. So once again, the range continues. It has tightened slightly, but overall the lack of follow through in the IWM is one worth mentioning and worth noting. So with that, I believe that's pretty much it for today. Tomorrow we'll probably have more of a open-ended session. I'll leave a little bit of time for any questions or any additional context that needs to be added to discussions that we've been having this past week. We're still getting some additional economic information. We did have PPI come out yesterday. Market did have a reaction to that. I recommend looking into that on your own time. It is one of the highest, if not the highest reading we've had in a while. I believe, I want to say a 30-year period, but I do want to confirm that. So these numbers that are coming in hotter than expected are not only notable short term, but these are record level readings we are getting in some of these reports. And yet the market continues to brush this off. We're seeing more and more all-time highs. The question remains, are we getting to that sort of turning point? So far, we haven't seen it yet, but we are looking at a market that maybe the breath is a little bit lighter. We're seeing only maybe tech and a few key stocks really carry us forward. And we would like to see more health in other sectors, but besides healthcare, which is typically a market topping sector, that is yet to be the case. So we'll see. And ultimately, we'll be on the lookout for those signals as technical traders to try and catch some of that downside movement if and when it does occur. So for now, we'll look for opportunities in other places. IWM is the spot for the downside. AMC looking for the bounce, looking at meme stocks, looking at high flyers, see if they can start to maybe buck the trends a little bit. But in the meantime, I'm Jarad. This is Engineering the Markets. Trade safe today. Come with maybe a question or two tomorrow. We'll kind of have a little bit of a discussion. And ultimately, hopefully y'all been doing well this week. Stay tuned for Carlos and Norm with Pre-Market Prep, and we'll talk more tomorrow.
All right. Good morning, guys. Welcome to the pre-market prep. I hope everyone had an amazing morning. Hope you had a great day yesterday. Hopefully, you guys can hear me okay. Let me see, is the
Yep,
volume good here?
all good, bud.
Yes, all good. All right. Good morning, Norm. How you doing today?
Hey, man, I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing good, man. Doing good. All right, guys, let's get to it. This morning we have decent gappers list compared to what we've seen in the last couple of days. So not too bad. It's been, obviously, you guys seen it. It has been extremely long and not a lot that's been trading very well. So again, it's good to see a somewhat of a decent gappers list this morning. And as usual, Daniel, thank you for the good morning every morning.
Starting off
Again,
early.
we appreciate your support always on the YouTube channel. So thank you for that. Good morning to you as well, my friend. You're becoming definitely a YouTube legend here with us. So thank you for that.
Thank you, Daniel.
So we'll definitely get into it, guys. Let's see what we have going on here. I am going to hop over now to what we had yesterday. We had American Airlines on our list. Let's get to our 5 minute from. Oh, hold on a second. That's not American Airlines. Right over here, American Airlines. So we'll go into yesterday's action on it, and here it is. Yes, 714. Perfect. So again, nice pop here yesterday, guys. It could not hold this for some reason, and then it crashed down, right? And American Airlines has been having a really rough time over the last couple of days. If you look at their daily, again, coming down again here nicely. It was a beautiful short. Couldn't get above some of these levels that we had. 2141 fails that a couple of times. Had a real. Let me get my epic pen. Had a real tough time just getting above that 2141. You can see the resistance on there, and then just slams down. AMC has not been having a good time, guys, and we're seeing that today again. Sold off yesterday at the market open. It did try to recover a little bit here, but again, just right back down. This was a beautiful short, and we did have shares for short on this one yesterday, and we continue to do so today. They are on short selling restriction this morning, but now they are down, guys, almost 7%. So again, the fund might be slightly over here on AMC. So we'll keep an eye on it. Definitely a good one. It's going to be very active. Already 2.4 million shares traded. Look how beautiful is space, guys. Again, if you were a short trader yesterday and you got a good entry, you were sitting pretty because a lot of stuff ran and gave you beautiful continuation. Here's space, guys. Got early start off here on the sell-off. Tries to recover, get above this moving averages, tries to get towards the high of the day, is not able to, slams right back down below the VWAP, and we love the VWAP, guys, for a reason. Good indication the stock is weak, and look at this here. It cannot hold the 36.84 level that we had here, falls off of that, and then just follows the 9 moving average all the way down here. I mean, it really doesn't even test a 20 until it starts to actually reverse a little bit here, but that's happened after a $3 drop. So space, very nice. Again, today, I believe is in play. It is down 4% and also 1.5. Now, Apple, let's talk about Apple. Apple is just insane, guys. Yesterday didn't trade as well, but again, continues to hit that all-time highs. I mean, it was more of a consolidation day yesterday. I mean, it just went sideways, but again, you can see here the strength this thing has. As the majority of stuff is selling off, Apple continues to kind of just pound that 149. I think it'll be in 150 very, very soon here on Apple. So we'll see. Let's see. This morning, it's just pretty much flat right now. It's just hanging around the previous day close line. Not a whole lot going on there. DD was great, guys, after this initial drop. So again, got a big drop here right out of the gates. Does find a support here around some moving averages, and then takes off back towards the high of the day again. So this is when things start getting interesting. Once you start hitting that high of the day, you break through that, you come down and use that same line as support. You can see here how beautiful that thing continues up there. So again, you have to be very patient on this one. It moves very wild, so just be mindful of that when it comes to DD. Citigroup, I don't know what happened with Citigroup, and we're in the chat room trying to figure out, if any news came out. I don't remember if we actually did see any news come out on the banks, but Citigroup.
Were they on their conference call by chance?
You know what? We were asking that question, and I couldn't find anything on Benzinga. But then sometimes the way the news works is a little funky, right? But yeah, huge drop here on Citigroup. It did not start very well yesterday. It's kind of a double top here. Again, you wouldn't expect this move here, but it took a nice hit there. We were talking about that yesterday on there. And then we got some other possibles on here. I think Bank of America also dropped. Nothing like Citigroup, right? Citigroup was just one huge drop there. I'm not sure what caused that. So that is what we had yesterday, guys. Let's hop over to our SPY this morning. And what do we have for today?
Yeah, so down 1/3% on the SPY. Qs are essentially flat. as Jarad mentioned, we just had jobless claims come out this morning. Continuing claims, jobless claims are right as expected. A whole bunch of data today with the import price, Empire State Index, Philly Fed Index all came out at 8:30. Really hadn't done much. Market hadn't moved. We got industrial production capacity utilization at 9:15 and 9:30. It's blank on here. I think I took up too many lines because there's too much data today, so it's not putting it up right. But Jay Powell testifies again this morning at 9:30. So see how it goes. Yes, the gappers list is not short, but I haven't really seen anything I like. I'll tell you that. Hello?
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. Yeah, we'll go through this and see what we can find here. All right, let's get to it, guys. Let's remove our list here. So Shift, highlight, Control X, get rid of all of this, and we'll get started. Let's take a look at DTSS, which was, again, very active yesterday. Was one of our low flows on our list. Today, they are up another 6.8 million shares traded. So it definitely got some volume. This could be a decent one, guys. I think it's a okay low flow stock. We saw some action yesterday on it. Let's see if today's going to be some fun here as we got incredible volume. Pre-market looks okay. We'll see where that takes us. BLIN, another low float that's been extremely active. I like their daily for this low flow here. Again, we've been trying to hold on to this 6. A couple of times here we have gapped up, and it's funny, all the gap ups the last couple of days have sold down. So interesting there. But pre-market action looks good right now, guys. Trying to build something here. Let's see if this $6 base here can be something on BLIN. So we'll add that to our list as well. Moving on down, we have AIG this morning. This is not, again, they're gapping up nice, 5.4, but they're not a good intraday trading stock. So that's my concern with them most of the time. I don't think they trade well at all. So I'm going to keep them off the list here. OCGN this morning, they are, what we got going on here? They're up 4%, 672,000 shares traded. Pre-market, it's again, they're pushing volume around, but I'm not seeing a great pre-market action. If anything is interesting here will be the daily, but outside of that, I'm not seeing anything great on it. So I'm gonna pass it for now. AHPI this morning, they are not looking good. They're up 2.4. Now 1.3. That's just jump. Yeah, so 1.3 now. And again, it's just this is not looking good at all. So we'll skip on this one. All right, so not much happening on the gapping up list. Let's see what's gapping down today. SGOC this morning, they are down 6.8, 1 million shares traded. Their daily is brutal here, guys. I definitely do not like that. They're not a low flow, sitting at 46 million. We got to find something better than this. Let's head down here. AMC this morning, definitely on our list, continues to lose all kinds of levels of prior support here. So I think AMC is a good one. Again, the fun might be over on this one for now, at least. GRUB, this is another one that doesn't trade very well. This is a Grubhub, guys. So again, they're gapping down 5.6, but it is just a very horrible trading stock. So I'm not going to watch this one. Is Grubhub foreign? I did not know that.
Based on the Netherlands.
Oh, okay. So that explains even that a little more. So yeah, they're not good. We'll skip on this. CPOP this morning, they're 11 million shares float. It's just, oh man, horrible pre-market action, guys. Recent IPO looks like here, just nothing going on there. Let's skip on this. Let's see what we have here as far as the next one, Space. I think Space is worth watching. It's great volume right now, down 4% at the moment. Yeah, let's keep an eye on Space.
You believe this thing was $51, $52, $53 Monday morning when we came in?
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Did their spaceship blow up and they just showed file footage or something?
There must be something going on that we're not aware of, or we're taking.
Well, I mean, I told you guys, I think it's the most ridiculous, overhyped event of all time. It really was, and just an ass kissing of Richard Branson for the entire broadcast. Right. It's beyond sell the news, Peter. I don't know. I think it was underwhelming. I think people are also worried when Bezos launches next. Well, he launches on like the 20th. Yeah. So what is it, next Tuesday or something like that? I don't know. That people are gonna. It's gonna make Branson look bad. I know they had a stock offering. I'm well aware, but you're not going to drop $500 million or share stock offering, whatever it was, you're not going to drop the stock in half like that nearly. So, and it's still going. Still, see if it catches a bit on the 200 here.
Again, it looks like if something went horribly wrong when it hasn't. So we'll see where space goes here. But again, guys, a good one for us this morning. They're down a nice 3.4, 1.6 million shares traded there. So love what I'm seeing there on space. Here's Riot. We got a couple of low Bitcoin stocks on here. We got Riot, we got Mara. What else is in here? Just these two for now. And they're slightly down 3% on Mara here. Not great volume, so I'm not a fan of it right now. And Riot, same thing here. They're down 3%, but their volume is not great in the pre-market. Their daily's been getting crushed. We have not looked at them really in the pre-market show here. Maybe Jarad has a couple of times, but for the most part, again, just getting slammed here, getting towards this area of where they found some support in the past. We'll see. They're slightly below that now. We'll see where this is going to hold. I'm probably going to put just Riot. We'll put Riot as a possible, just to see if anything picks up there, or we're going to just waterfall from here. What's going to go on there? TSM, I know it's a foreign stock, doesn't trade very well, so I'm going to skip on that one. BlackBerry, it's down here as well, 3%. Not great volume, so don't like that one neither. And then we have OLK, which is up 2%, 132,000. Again, just a horrible daily, guys. This is just bad. This is pure garbage.
This must have just popped up.
Yeah, it's just pure garbage there, guys. So you don't want no piece of that there. All right,
Swedish healthcare company. Throw that in the garbage.
Oh yeah, it's insane. All right, Norm, anything you like?
No, but that OLK is Swedish trash. Please don't send hate mail.
Oh man, you're done. You're done.
No, I'm not a fan of much this morning, man. It's typical summer trading garbage. I know we're starting out in the earnings season here. Why is it bad? Some Hakon is asking why the daily is so bad. On which one? OLK?
On this one here?
Foreign stock. It's a pretty common trait on foreign stocks for the daily to be awful and for them not to trade well. That's why we stick primarily with U.S. companies and such. So.
And let's say you pulled up this stock, right? You did not know it was foreign, right? Let's say you did not have that information. I mean, just look at the daily, guys. I mean, look at the volume you're getting here. 375 is probably the highest we see. You're not getting volume. And for the way we trade, you need volume. Yes, it looks nice because you have some days where it's moving from 26 to 31. But on this volume, 370, the spread on that is going to be horrible.
Average daily volume last 3 months is 174,000 shares.
Yeah, you don't want no part of that, guys. Again, the spread. Let's look at the daily. Let's look at the daily from yesterday. Actually, 2 days here. We got yesterday and the day before. Just look at this, right? This is what you're going to get here. On these days where it moves up a little more, it might be cleaner, but it's still going to look like this because the volume is just not enough. So you don't want no part of that. The spread's going to be nasty. It's already 20 cents now, and it probably won't get better at the market open. So you don't want to deal with anything that looks like that. All right, let's take it to the room, guys. See what do we have here this morning. Jesse, we'll start with you. Netflix, see what's going on there. Netflix this morning, they are not much volume, but that's okay. Netflix does not put in great volume. They're up nicely here, 1.8, almost 2%. And again, just their daily looking nice, breaking out of a couple of things here. They're hitting an area of resistance here. As you can see, the last time they were up here around 558. They had some resistance there. They were not able to get above that. So that could be interesting. Looks like last night they had something going on. They got a little pop here last night. Earnings or, well, I don't know if it's earnings. So let's see.
Was it?
Netflix, no, their earnings is coming up on the 20th here. So I'm not sure what popped them up yesterday. Again, I don't see anything that's great this morning for Netflix. They have big news. What's the news on Netflix?
Getting into video games.
Okay, all right, that could be interesting. They were in video games before. Maybe now not streaming, downloading them. We'll see. I'll put it as a possible, guys. I still don't see anything great on it. We'll have to see what's going on with Netflix there. All right, heading on down, guys. What else do we have? All right, we got some other ones here. AMD. We'll take a look at this one. AMD this morning, they are 1.1. Up 1% at the moment. 422,000 shares traded. Their day looks okay. Again, I think they're just stuck within this consolidation. They had a beautiful run over the last couple of weeks. I think it's worth watching. Maybe it's possible today. And if we don't have enough mains, we can definitely throw this on our main list. So we'll see where it goes. CCL this morning. Let's see what's happening there. I don't think they are in play, guys. They're just kind of slamming down here. Red again, down another 1.2. I thought they were going to find some support around here, around 23. That seems to have failed. And they're down again. So again, let's just put CCL on here. Could be interesting, but they need more volume, guys. So that's more of a possible, but the way this is looking, that could sit in our main list for now. Here's Baba. Baba had a great gap up yesterday. This sell off, but man, their bounce from 198-ish here to 214, 216 has been pretty good. They're up 1.4 this morning again. So again, if you like Baba, I think this is in play. It is moving very nicely in the pre-market. The last couple of days in the pre-market has been very active. They're gapping up pretty decent here. So again, they sold off yesterday, but they're gapping up again here. Let's see if they can find some support. I'm going to put it as a possible. I won't trade. It's just not my type of stock. Netflix is good. Let's take a look at Apple. I think Apple is one to definitely watch. They got some great volume here. Again, they're just very extended on the daily. So what you saw yesterday is just a struggle to continue to go higher. We might be running out of buyers here. But again, it's just struggling because it's just so extended. But I think this thing, did it hit 150? It has hit 150 this morning, right there, 150. So we'll see where Apple goes. I think it's a go into watch.
To the penny.
To the penny, yeah, to the penny.
Yeah.
So were we trying to hit that? We're going to have a nice pullback now to 147. We'll see how big this move is. But again, guys, they're really extended here. They only had a little bit of consolidation here, and not by much. They were still making great highs here, great new low every time here, a new high, higher low every time. There we go. So we'll see. We'll see where Apple goes here. They got great volume this morning. Pre-market action looking okay. We might just get into some kind of chop on it, though. So don't force a move on Apple this morning. NEO is interesting on the daily. They're slamming up against this area of support, guys, here. Previous day close line. That could be interesting on NEO. Let's see where it goes. Again, I don't think they're in play just yet, but their daily looks very, very interesting. So I like the fact that we're testing this one more time. We are on a downtrend here for the last couple of weeks. Can we break down from here? That could be nice, and we got a nice level that we can aim for here if we break down from this 42.90, 96, 42.65 or so. Heading on down, so Netflix is on there. All right, getting into video games, very good. Let's see here. I'm going to start streaming video games. I don't know how good that's going to be on Netflix, man. YouTube's got that. YouTube and Twitch got that taken care of. I don't know how that's going to work if it's streaming video games. Oxy, let's see here.
Is it streaming video games, or is it like the playing of video games, like actual video game content? I don't know. I haven't looked into it.
No, I haven't looked into it, but neither. But if it's streaming, man, I don't know. That's going to be a tough business to get into.
Online gaming. It's not just like Twitch. It's like the game. That's what I was thinking. I didn't think it was going to be that.
Okay. Yeah, that makes more sense. All right, what else we have here? All right, TLRY. Oh, I skipped a few. Sorry about that. Let's go back up. CHPT. CHPT, we've seen this before. CHPT, they're down 2.2, 1.4 million. But look at this one, how this 1.4 million is trading. It's not looking clean at all. Their dailies, it's again getting a nice little drop here. Could be interesting, guys. I'm concerned with how this thing is going to trade. CHPT, the flow is 125. Again, the pre-market actions it's not great. Let's come back to it. Let's take a closer look on it a little bit later. Apple, we do have on deck TLRY. Let's take a look here. TLRY this morning, they're down almost 0.5% here. 210,000 shares traded. Had a big drop yesterday. We did not see this on TLRY, so that was not good for them. Slamming down here could be in for a possible continuation, actually. So let's put TLRY here. I wonder what the news is on TLRY. Why they're gapping down like this, and move this over here. There we go. Over the way here. All right, so TRY possible continuation here on the gap down. We'll see where that goes. And oddly was just, I mean, this was insane. Again, just I don't know about this one, guys. It didn't trade well yesterday. I don't think it's going to trade well today again. I'm going to stay away from this oddly stuff here. Right, let's stop here, guys. What do we have over on YouTube, guys? Let's start with Jose. You're giving us DD. All right, DD this morning. Let's see what's going on there. Whoops. I know they were on our list yesterday. Yeah, potential here right now. 408,000 shares traded. Their daily just continues to slam up against this area of consolidation, trying to get above this 1250-ish or so. We did yesterday for a little bit, 13 something, and then came right back down. But again, our pre-market looking slightly strong here, trying to get back up there. So we'll put DD on our secondary list. Again, not great, but I do like to see what's going to happen today on it. I miss Mateo, Tesla. Let's see what you're giving us here on Tesla. Right now, again, I just don't think, man, we are getting into some serious summer trading, guys. I don't think this is in play neither. Again, the volume is not there. NEO looks better, not because of volume, just because the way the daily looks much cleaner here for a possible breakout one way or the other, either a support or resistance. This is why I like NEO. But I don't think Tesla is really in play this morning. BABA is looking good, guys. That one is in place. Just be careful there. DI, we looked at that. That is on deck already. Oxy. What does Oxy has for us today? Again, Oxy had a big drop yesterday. Possible continuation today, depending how that whole sector is going to trade. Again, we'll look at it again, but I'm not a big fan of it. Heading down, what do we see here? Oxy, we have EBET. What's going on there? Oh, no, that's no good. Hopefully the rest don't look like this. Oh, no, hold on a second. Adrian, and you have my son's name, so it's a great name, but your stock selections are not the best right now. They're not looking good. CLV, it's the best one out of all of them, but that's just, the first other ones it's just no volume. You don't want to look at something like that. Be very careful. Adrian, trading that stuff. If you trade the way we do, right? If you're trading the way we do, those won't be good. The TMDX this morning, this is up 12%. Norm, you okay over there?
Oh man, that was a gem. You should sell that little. Splice that out of this show and sell it as an NFT.
Whatever happened to NFTs? They just came out. They just fall apart. They're not making much noise anymore. What's going on with them? It's just unbelievable. All right, so guys, let's stop here. I mean, we're fishy. We're pushing
fungus.
Now. Yeah, this is fungus. Yes, we're pushing now, and it's just there's not a lot out there, and that's okay. We're gonna have a very fine-tuned list. We're gonna review this here.
Watch the open.
And like hardcore FOMO, he says, I got nothing. I'm going to walk the dog today. That is okay. Absolutely, guys. Again, we talk about this a lot. We'll take a couple of minutes just to talk about this even more. You got to understand the type of market that you're in. Norm, you and I talk about this. Yep. We've been doing this for quite a bit here. You see the market changes where you have all this stuff on here on our gappers list, and there's nothing good. Maybe AMC because they're dropping here, but that's about it, and that's okay. So understand the market that you're in. Be a little more patient with your trading. You might not get, if you're used to getting 6 trades per day, you might not get that today. You might get 2, or you might get none. And the best traders are the ones that understand when not to trade, right? When not to trade is very important.
Is a big thing in trading.
It is. And for those
BTO, I already answered you. Yes, some of us, many of us, most of us use pivot points. Anyway, sorry to cut you off. I just see somebody asking the same question repeatedly.
No, absolutely. So, and the other thing is for newer traders, especially if you're new, 6 months in, 3 months in, and it's just got into live, it is difficult to come here, sit down, and not trade, because it was for me when I first started too. When you come and sit down at this table, you want to trade. So you got to somehow control that urge. When you don't see something, don't force something today. And today, guys, there's not a lot that's looking good. Even the stuff that's looking good, it's not looking good. So that good at least. All right, let's go to our community announcements and events. We'll come back and chop up the something out of this list.
All right, I believe Thor's level 2 webinar is posted. He can confirm that, and I'll mention it again in a second. Next week, Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, you've got John talking about probabilistic thinking in trading. Then last night, Mike's webinar, if it's not posted yet, it will be posted soon, talking about proper psychology for trading. And then next week, our mindfulness expert, Nato, will be talking about accepting stress and responding. That'll be Wednesday at 8 p.m. Sorry, the time is cut off on that. If you want to participate in the member trade of the day, trade of the week, take a screenshot of your best trade with entries and exits, add any commentary you can to describe the trade, post it on Twitter, tag @BearbullTraders, @MikeB_BBT, and @NormBBT. Also use hashtags BBT Family, Day Trading, and Stock Market. We will announce the winner each afternoon on Twitter and in the room. And then the team votes on all those trades of the day from the week. The trade of the week will then be announced on Monday the following week. If you're watching on YouTube and haven't been in the chat, use the promo code PREMARKET24. It'll get you a discount off the intro membership, which is 7 calendar days, 5 trading days in the room. Does not auto-renew or turn into any other kind of membership. Also gives you access to the live onboarding and tech classes that are live every Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. And that code is still available if you'd like to use it. Fireworks40 will get you 40% off the annual elite membership. And don't forget to like the video on YouTube. It takes 2 seconds. We sincerely appreciate it. It really, really helps.
All right, excellent, guys. Let's get to it. All right, what do we have here? Let's start with our main list here. We have AMC this morning. Again, I like this one. It's been dropping quite a bit here with some great momentum, guys. 2.8 right now. It is on short selling restriction, but we do have shares for sure. Again, this is a stock that you want to be very aggressive with your entries and also aggressive with your partials and stops because it can pull back pretty nicely here on you. So just be mindful of that. And sometimes you might be right on it, but you just got to get out and get back in when the time is right. So just be aware of that with this stock. There's no holding. Let me see what happens. Let me see if it comes back because it can shoot up, guys. $1.50. On you easily. So, but again, looking very, very weak. Again, they're down 5% right now. They're getting a little bit of a squeeze here as they try to get below 31.26. Guys, held pretty nice here this morning. That's also an area where we see some support, some resistance here going back before we had this huge run up, and we've been hanging around above this $40 mark here since early June, right? Coming back down below this now, so we'll see what's happening here. As far as the way it looks right now, it looks very good. We'll do levels in a second. We'll keep this on deck. Here is Space. Space is again, I think is very active. They're down 2%. Below this area, resistance and prior support, so that's good. We'll see where that goes. I think that's worth watching. CCL, I don't think it really is in play, guys. I'm going to move this down to a possible. I'm going to have a very tight list today. I'm going to move CCL down to a possible this morning. We'll keep that there. Here's Apple. Apple today, I think is worth watching. I just don't know how much strength they have left in them. They hit 150 already here. Maybe that was what people were going for. So that 150 is your all-time highs on Apple after just an incredible run here that we've seen from them. Let's remove some of these levels, clean up this chart. I'm just going to put the 150 here, our all-time highs on Apple. 1.3 million right now, just wrapping itself around that previous day close line, trying to see what's going to do next year. Here's NEO. NEO, the volume is lighter than usual, but I do love this daily on NEO. And to be honest, I would love for this to drop, right? If it drops, we probably can get a little bit of a cleaner move towards the downside than we would if we get a bounce, right? Just because people have been trying to hold on to this. Maybe this where some people are trying to find some support and getting in. This thing falls from that, we might get a nice little run down to 42 or so, 41.25. So I like NEO this morning as well. Secondary list, guys, we're going to be picky here. CCL is good. Again, I don't think they're in play. I like the drop here. They're, again, another red start for them this morning. Look at CCL, guys, going from 31 to 22 now. And American Airlines is doing the same. If we would look at American Airlines, I think they're getting into somewhat of consolidation. So I like them as well as a possible when they start to break out of this area. Right now, they're just kind of stuck here, or it's not really in play. TLRY this morning, they had a big red day yesterday. Good possible for today for maybe a continuation there. We have AMD here, which again, very strong. Did not get to 100, but we got your all-time highs sitting right up here at 95. Is this your all-time highs? Wait, I think we had higher, right? Yeah, we did. We got even close. We got to 99. What is it? 99, 18 or so. So we'll see. The run is kind of over a little bit here, so we're consolidating now. Good for a possible Riot. I don't think Riot is really in play. I'm going to get rid of it. Netflix, let's see what this news does for them. They're up today 1.5. Let's see where this is going to go. They're not the easiest stock to trade. BABA is in play, guys. This one, if you do like to trade BABA, I think it has been good the last couple of days. CHPT, Outside from the daily, I don't know how they got 1.6 million shares traded, man. This pre-market action just looks so trash right now. But they got 1.6 somehow, 1.7 now. So they're moving volume around. Let's see if that volume can somehow get coordinated here and do something. DD is good for a possible breakout. We broke out yesterday, hit 1350. Maybe they're looking to do that again today. So we'll see. That's a good possible once. And Oxy here, I have as a possible as well. So again, tons of possibles this morning, guys. But what I really like right now is just AMC, Space, Apple, and Neo. Let's do levels for those four for now, and then we'll look at our moderators lineup and see what they have on their end. I see Thor has his list, also very small. Apple, Space, Neo, and Bank of America. John is coming in. And I love John's list, guys. He has loading the car for vacate, lake, beer, and chill. That is a great 3 tickers he has on there. All right, here's AMC, guys. Let's do some levels. Low of the pre-market. Low of the pre-market is 31.11, but you cannot bypass this level here, guys. 31.26. I'm gonna put my levels there. I think this is gonna be more important. Look at the battle that has been taking place here at 31.26. That is what I want to be looking out for. That is where the action is happening. So 31.26 is gonna have a level there. Towards the bottom, guys, I am going to put something here at 28.85. Wow, 28.85. We're sitting at 60, man, down to a 31 this morning. So again, fun kind of over here on AMC. 24.79, the next level below if we do continue to drop here. Towards the top, guys, you got plenty of levels. Highs and lows from the last 2 trading days are taking care of you there. So we're good there. And then towards the bottom here, we do have 35.87. We'll put a level there as well. All right, Space this morning getting a little bit of a bounce here, so that's good. Low of the pre-market, we're sitting at 31.51. I'm going to slam a level there. And, hold on. There it goes, 31.51 is the low of the pre-market. If we were to lose that, we're coming back over here. This is a good level, by the way, here. Here's a lot happening. You can see the area of resistance just pushing on there. It acted a little bit of support, slightly above, not right to the previous day close line. We did stop yesterday, as you can see here, but now we're slightly below it, trying to get above that. Let's see if we're able to do that. So slamming down towards the bottom here, we do have 29.98, another level there, and then all the way over here at 28.45. Towards the top, you have the previous day close. You have your high of your pre-market at 33.56, and then you also have right here great area of support, guys, over at 35.28. So right on there, 25.28, great area of support. You definitely want to have that on your list if this thing does decide to head north here. So that is Space, guys. Great volume right now. 2 million shares traded. Pre-market action is getting very nice here this morning. Worth watching. I like Apple. Again, great volume today, hitting all-time highs over at 150 this morning. 48.77 is the low of the pre-market, and that's all you need to add, guys. Your all-time highs at 150, your low of the pre-market at 148.77, and then outside of that, highs and lows from the last 2 trading days are taking care of you here. Actually, you might want to add this one here too, right over here. Let's add that there, 146.35, in case we do get some kind of pullback. Again, we're very extended on the top side for Apple. Here is Neo. Neo this morning, they are, again, I love the daily on Neo. I don't think they're really in play, but the daily is interesting for me. Let's look at some levels here. I like this one here over at a 43.81. We'll mark that there. Above that, highs and lows from the last 2 trading days are taking care of you up there. And then towards the bottom, we're going to mark down the 42.12. 42.12 is good. And then down here, we got some consolidation over at 41.26 as well. So let's see where Neo goes here. Again, volume is light. This will be more of a possible if it was a regular trading day. But again, today it's just a lot of stuff not looking so good here. Then we have our possibles list. Let's take a look at it one more time. CCL. Again, I don't think it's really in play. TROI, so AMD. Maybe we could move AMD up, right? What do you guys think? Move AMD up this morning. See where that goes. Let's see AMD here. Again, I don't think it's really in play. It's consolidating, but it's been doing so well that hopefully it can do something here. So I'm going to put on 87.51. Aside of that, you're really stuck between the highs and lows of the last 2 trading days, and just this overall consolidation happening here, right, on AMD, rightfully so, after such a nice big move here, trying to push higher to get to that all-time high. So of not this one, but it's like 99 something up there. All right, so that's AMD. We'll keep an eye on that one. Next, we have Netflix. Again, this one is in play, guys. They have some news here. They're up 1.5, kind of coming down a little bit now. We'll have to really see how that is going to turn out. Now, Netflix, not the best intraday trading stock. They're a little funky, so be careful with that one. BABA, CHPT. I have this here because I want to see where this volume is going. I mean, it just keeps jumping up 200,000 every time I come back to it. We're now 1.8. Let's see where this goes. Down 2.4. We'll see. This is nice. Maybe this one could move up here, guys. This is trying to get into the green. That's what we want to see. We don't want this going down. We want this going north and trying to hit that 13. What is this? 35. Yeah, maybe we'll keep a close eye on that one. And then we have Oxy here. Oxy doesn't look great. Let's get rid of it. Let's get rid of Oxy. All right, cool. Let's see what our moderators have this morning. I have AMD on the list twice. I do. Where? Oh, I forgot to delete it from here. Thank you very much. Yep, delete it from there. Thank you very much. All right, let's get our moderators lineup this morning. I see very short list from everybody today, so we're kind of on the same boat here. As I'm doing this, guys, over on YouTube, make sure you hit that thumbs up if you have not done so already. If you're enjoying the content, we'd really appreciate that. 2 seconds helps us out a ton. And first time here, consider subscribing. And also, we're going to be going live with Brian and Thor this morning, so make sure you hit that thumbs up. Let's try to get to 370, 400 likes this morning. We'd love to see that. All right, Peter, IPOs for today: SERA, PECO, FXLV, MCG, SGHT, and also RPID. So tons of IPOs for this morning. SPACs for today, you got a couple here. These two are coming out. And then next we have Thor with his list: Apple's, Space, Neo, and Bank of America. Again, pretty good list there. As I mentioned before, John's list looking very nice here. Lake Beer and Chill, that is very good there. Dima is looking at AMD, Space, Neo, and Apple, and Tiffany is looking at Space and Apple this morning. Again, so you can see the trend here, guys, on less tickers than we normally watch, because again, it's not a lot that looks great. Now, it's a great time to also keep in mind your scanners, right? Scanners can give you some opportunities that we might not be looking at this morning. Okay, so just be mindful of that. All right, gonna come back down here and see what else we have. I see a couple of guests throwing out CLOV, got some volume. Yes, Adrian from YouTube did give us CLOV as well, and I think this one is any news on it. They are moving down nicely here. Let's put C as a possible for now. They're getting some news here. CLOV down 4.7. Not getting some news. It looked like they have some news breaking out here, the way they're moving now with this volume. So Clover Health announces that Joseph Wagner is Chief Financial Officer, will be leaving the company on August 13, personal reasons. Okay, so that is affecting the stock somehow here, some way. All right, what else do we have? I think we're pretty much set here, guys. We'll be going live shortly with Brian and Thor. And Exla or Zila this morning, they're down 4.7. Volume is insane right here. 8 million shares traded. How did they trade yesterday? I know this one's been making some noise the last couple of days. We do have shares for short on it, and not bad. It's pretty clean trading yesterday, looks like here. This looks pretty good. So let's see, their daily's also very nice the last couple of weeks. You know, in July, you can see the increase in volume, so that's where you're getting some nicer candles in here. They got a nice little trend going. Anybody know what's the news on Zila here? Why they're getting going here the last couple of days? But yeah, this could be interesting. I don't know if it's on the main list, but we'll put it on here for now. They got some good volume. We'll do levels for it. Let's be ready in case this thing is going to trade well. Did very well yesterday as far as intraday trading. 434 is the high of the pre-market, the low down around 364. So we'll slam a level there. And I think outside of you're pretty much set on Zila here. So that's looking good. Artificial intelligence technology. Okay, cool. Is it a low float? I think you might be right. Is it a low float? Yes. Well, yeah, borderline 23. Yeah, you got to treat it like a low float. You are absolutely right. So let's bring this one down here. Zila this morning, and we'll take it out from up there. Yeah, 23 it's borderline. I'm going to go with it as a low float. And the price is lower too, so you can do that. BLIN, guys, is moving here. Got some good volume, so that is nice. And DTSS also could be very explosive. They're doing good today too, guys. 11 million shares traded, and they're moving sideways and now trying to break out towards the high of the day here, which we just tested and broke. So we'll see. This could be a nice low flow for today. We got a couple of good ones here as far as low floats. CHPT, you know what? I had this on my list and I removed it. Actually, I moved it down here, CHPT. And the only reason I have it here It's just because the volume is 1.8, but the pre-market is not great. I like this drop here. We do have shares for short. Since we're looking at it already, we got some time. Let's do some levels for it. So towards the top at the moment, you're pretty much set, guys. You got highs and lows from the last 2 trading days right on here. So I don't think you need to add anything there. Maybe this level here at 25.32, because if you look close, you got a couple of days that use that as resistance here, and also right over here as well. So maybe that can be a good area, 25.32. Now towards the bottom here, we're losing a great area of support. As you can see here, this previous day close line has been nice for them. So we're slightly below that now. Low of the pre-market sitting at a 23.63. All right, we'll throw a level there. And then below that, we got a nice level here over at a 22.91. What's the float on this CHPT? CHPT 125. Okay. Yeah, it's just something about this stock. I can't pinpoint it right now. I think it's just how much volume we have and how bad this pre-market action is trading. So again, the order flow and the pre-market action is not great. Let's see if that changes when the market opens. Their daily's not bad. Their daily's been moving pretty decent here. So, but you see here, their volume on these moves is not great, right? They're 9.4 million. So it's funky the way we're getting 1.9 now, and their daily regular is almost 9 million. So look out for the order flow on this one. It might not be as clean as we will like. Let's see how that's gonna turn out there. Yeah, right. I think it is going to get chopped, man. CHPT, I think it's going to be choppy. So just be very, very careful. I don't like the way this volume is building. The way something about this pre-market is just not looking clean. All right, guys, 9:13 market time. Let's take a look here. We are all set. Brian and Thor will be on shortly. We'll get going with our live trading this morning. Again, just want to keep reminding everyone, be very, very careful this morning. Just be patient. Not a lot is looking great. We might get chopped. Some chop action here in the first couple of minutes. SPY is slightly down this morning, not by much. It's stuck within the consolidation right here, right now. It's just in the bottom of this consolidation. Let's see where this goes. Keep an eye on the SPY, guys, because on a day like today, a lot of the stocks that have nothing going on like we do now are going to be moving with the overall market. So keep an eye on the SPY, have a chart up, and also keep an eye on the Qs as well. We'll see where that goes. The Qs doing a little bit better. I'm here up in the green right now, so that's good. Here's Mike with his list. He's looking at Apple, Microsoft, and mRNA on his watch list this morning. So pretty good. All right, excellent. Emrin just got crushed. Let's take a look at Emrin. What's going on there? Emrin, just checking here. One thing. All right, perfect. Let's look at Emrin. What's going on there? Oh, no. This is, that is tough, man. What is the news? Let's get up and sync up here. That is rough. This is why you do not hold on to stocks like this. A42, did they have, they had earnings? Did they have earnings? Oh, that is brutal, man. It's people hurting right now, big time. No, they don't have earnings today. August 12th. I'm not sure what's going on. They're releasing numbers earlier today for the quarter. All right, so kind of preparing people for what's to come. Not looking good. Man, it's a big drop here, guys. So again, this is why you want to be cash at the end of the night, especially with these weird tickers that can move like this. I guarantee there's many traders. I even done it myself in the past, guys, where you hold on to a trade here. You got into a day trade, it fell down, it came back up. Oh, let me hold on to it because it sold off the last 3 days. Now it's gonna come bounce and be over here. And now they're waking up and seeing what the heck is going on. My account is hurting. So again, just be very, very careful, guys, in making decisions to hold something overnight. Even if you're green, I mean, especially on garbage stocks like this one, right? Apple or other that are good for investments, a little bit different, but it's garbage stocks like this one. No, don't do that. It's just not good. I agree. Bad time for a bathroom break. Oh yeah, you don't take a bathroom break when you're trading garbage like this. You got to stay in front of that screen. All right, folks. Thank you so much over on YouTube for joining us. We are going to go ahead and move on to our live trading. And Brian, just waiting for Brian to come on and Thor to come on, and then we'll transition over to them. Don't leave because it does take a little bit to get going. as we move over to them. But as you're waiting, again, just want to remind you guys, please hit that thumbs up button over on YouTube. We really, really appreciate it, and it helps us quite a bit here. Here's Brian's list. Right, we got more lists here. We got Brian. He is looking at Apple, Space, GLPG, and Delta Airlines. Eamon is looking at American Airlines, Disca, AG, secondary list, BE, MU, mRNA, and Fubo. I see a couple of people with mRNA. Thor, my man, how you doing?
Hey, what's going on, Carlos?
Not much, not much. All right, guys, I'm going to hop off. We got Thor and Brian ready to go. Have a great trading day, guys, and we'll see you tomorrow for the pre-market show.
Good
Thanks,
morning,
Carlos. Hey, good morning.
How's it going, Brian?
I'm doing okay. I'm just, I'm not crazy about anything this morning. Nothing's really standing out here.
Yeah, I agree. Actually, today's a little bit of a not quite anything jumping out. We had a day like this a couple days ago, though, and then all of a sudden news came out and the whole place opened up. So
Yeah.
maybe we'll just find some stuff that works. I am keeping an eye on Apple today. Apple finally managed to wick 150 during the pre-market this morning. So I'm going to see if what happens. There's a ton of supply on Bookmap at 150. So I don't know if maybe Apple runs into 150, exhausts itself, and then goes on a big sell-off. Or, if we're going to try and run for 151, who knows? But it should be an interesting one to watch today.
Yeah. Emrin looks interesting, and I actually do have shares for short. It's really dropped hard here, so I don't know what that was all about. Yeah. We got 12 minutes, 11 minutes to the open, so I think interest rates are down again a little bit here today in the morning.
I'm also going to watch Space today. It's had 3 straight days of selling off, and it's sold off down into this range where it's had a lot of congestion before. It may just chop here, but if there's anywhere you're going to see a little squeeze as shorts start to profit take, it'll probably be somewhere around here. So we might get a little squeeze out of it today. But man, has that stock been getting crushed by that stock offering.
So yeah, totally. Yeah, that was a good short that one day. It was awesome. Just amazing. So banks that reported this morning, I think, was Morgan Stanley. I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I always seem to do poorly at trading the banks for some reason. I actually still have Bank of America on list today just because yesterday it sold off a bunch. Today the ladder looks pretty strong to the top side. So I'm thinking if the SPY rallies, maybe BAC gets a little back today, but I don't know. I always stink at the bank stocks.
Yeah, they do trade. They don't trade that great. Because I sold some calls on JPM just before everything dropped, which was pretty awesome. So anyway, I'm just using the same strategy I used last earnings season. We're getting pretty good results, but not a lot of follow through. There isn't a lot of gap up or anything. So the only problem is the premium you're getting right now is pretty low. Yeah, the meme stocks. What's going on? AMC. I was thinking of shorting for as in a swing trade a couple of days ago. I'm really looking at that now and regretting I didn't do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's dropped hard.
Other one that might be interesting, Brian, is NEO. NEO is always kind of a mover, but NEO is on the edge of a cliff right now. As far if you look at the daily, we've got the top of a daily range that's right at basically 42.90 to 43, and then once you lose this area, there's basically no major support ranges for the next I don't know $4 or $5 or something.
So, maybe we defend here, and actually rerun this top range. But if we lose it,
Yeah.
it could be fun. So we got a nice pivot area here on Neo that might be worth playing.
Yeah, you're right. There's a pretty big gap there between sort of 42 and
Nice.
30, 38 and a half, and then down to 33. Space is kind of squeezing. You always have to be careful as space is pretty heavily shorted. It causes it to trade a little funky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Neo I've found difficult to trade.
Yeah, it was much better like a couple months ago when it made its run like mid-May through early like end of June. It made this nice bullish run for the entire month. Made Neo pretty easy to trade. Now it's kind of been chopping around for the past like week. It's kind of or two really. It's been making it a lot not quite as fun.
So Mark in Seattle have been trading this already.
AMC got started early today. Had a big initiation around like 8:50, right before 9 o'clock. A bunch of volume came in and started to squeeze. Its short interest still pretty high, as you mentioned. So it this thing can maybe has a bit of a squeeze in it today.
Blend's already had a fairly big move here this morning. Okay, well, Qs are selling off a bit here. SPYs are selling off a bit. All the indexes are in the red now. Yeah, just okay. I'm gonna keep an eye on GLPG. It's gapping down a lot. Would be maybe playing that for like a rising devil trade. Emrin do have shares for short, so might look at that one as well. So just change things up a bit here. It's coming back up after that big drop. I don't know if there was news on that one. Space seems to be squeezing a bit. Beyond Meat is popping a bit today. We've got some of the Chinese stocks are moving again today. Baba is up 1.65%. Baidu's up 1% almost. It might be worth keeping an eye on some of these Chinese stocks. Oh, Delta reported, I guess. So I think that's why they're sort of getting some action this morning. Let's take a look at Benzinga quickly, see what's going on. Yeah. IMUX did us. That's an offering. Underwritten public offering, $10 a share. That could be
Delta
interesting
also
too.
has some fresh upgrades.
Yeah.
Raymond James just upgraded them to strong buy. They commenced a cash tender offer for up to $1 billion aggregate purchase price of certain of its outstanding notes. So Delta may be in play today.
Yeah.
So I'll keep an eye on that. Right now, nothing like jumping out at me on it, but I'll throw it on the secondary and see if it wakes up. 2-minute warning.
That's what I was looking at, Delta, because it is green this morning. Emrin is squeezing back up here. IMUX just showed up on the gappers list. It's down. All right. Well, I'm going to watch. Let's see if we got. All right. Well, we got shares for short on IMUX. So I'm going to watch IMUX GLPG, which keeps leaking. MRIN. Keep an eye on Apple and DAL as well. Space. It's kind of where things are sitting right now. So I'm looking for maybe Rising Devil on GLPG here. A little pop at the open we can short into.
All right, got about 15 seconds. Good luck, everybody. Have a great trading day today. Mind the chop.
Yeah. IMUX is trading up here. It's popping above the VWAP. It's not showing a lot of weakness yet. MRIN dropping a bit. Space is dropping. Apple's popping a bit. Yeah, nothing yet for me. Space popping up here. Just got long some space. Long in space. See if we can get a decent move here. Kind of keeping it small this morning. Here we go. Here we go.
I almost shorted Apple on that squeeze. I just didn't have the gall to do it. I'm still waiting.
Yeah, just selling some space here. 3360. Just got up to fair value line here. I shorted a little bit of GLPG. This thing, I don't like the way it's trading, but short at 57.80 on that one. Okay, space coming back to my break even. Delta's trying to break out here. Okay, I'm out of the rest of space.
I'm watching Delta here to see what it does. I want to see if it fails or not, or if it makes this breakout.
I'm out of GLPG. I don't really like the way it's trading at all. Space is dropping now. Keeping an eye on Apple too, to kind of see what it does. It looks like it's going to pull back a bit here.
All right, I'm short Delta.
Just short Delta with you there, yeah.
It might squeeze off of it, so I'm going to hold it pretty tight.
Yeah, I agree with you. I was thinking about shorting Apple too. Dang, should have shorted Apple. Okay, here we go. Here we go with Dow.
Yeah. There we go. Partial Delta.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, selling some Delta here, or buying some Delta here too, covering.
I figured that news on Delta was pretty good, so naturally I'll short it.
Yeah.
I always do the opposite. SPY just dumped.
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah, the Qs are selling off pretty hard here.
Come on, Delta, go with it. Nope. Delta's got this daily level here. It's really honoring.
Yeah.
My break even's at like 41.40, so I'll go out if it comes back up there. I'll dip.
Here's a random one. I just shorted plug.
Ooh, random plug short. I like it.
Yeah. Just covered some here because we lost 25. I know that wasn't on my list, but it was up on the master list, breaking down. Amran looks like it's trying to hold here. Things are a little choppy this morning here. Watch for Apple to maybe bounce back, Harry. I think at some point Apple will bounce back.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
I was about to say Apple just hammered S3.
I'm trying to decide what to do with it here.
AMC still running with a strong ladder.
Yeah, space is popping back up again here. Yeah, Dow is breaking
148 145. At 1R, moving to break even.
And Dell breaking out.
Let's see if we can get this run to 150. Nope. If it loses 148.50, I'm going to get out of Apple. And I'll let it bottom some more and then see about something different. But it should make that breakout if it's going to go. All right, I'm going to cut for now.
I'm long. Yeah, I got long Delta. See if we can get through for a run through 42 here. Had to cut plug. Looks like it's coming back up for some reason. Bit of a pullback on Delta. I think Delta still looks strong here.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Good stuff.
Yeah, Q is still dropping. Oh, crap. JD. I should have had JD on my list. Yeah, Apple still looks weak. Yeah, but you never know. It looks like it could hold here. S3. So I'm long some Delta right now. See if we can get through. 42.20 was yesterday's high. Not a great morning. It's been a little bit erratic. Yeah. Emran is breaking down here. By the looks of it, still on short selling restriction. Yeah, SPY is selling off.
Dang it.
Dell's coming back down.
SPY is selling really hard right now.
Yeah.
It's got the pre-market
SPY is
down
really
to
dropping.
Yesterday's close, I think.
And I'm just, I got to short some Emran on this breakdown. DAL's come back. I'm still going to hold on to some DAL here. It's got a small
back
size.
Long Apple.
Yeah, Apple's
148.50.
Probably going to squeeze back up here. Can't keep a good stock down.
No, sir. Let's go. 150, baby. Come on now. Let's go check that number out. There's so much supply there. All right, back at break even now on Apple, and we moved over an R. So if it comes back and makes a new 1 minute low, basically I'm out. Thing went right back to VWAP. So if it makes a new 1 minute low, and that rise to VWAP was not on the biggest volume, so it could drop down. We still have large liquidity down at 148. So. Dang, I got really close to my stop.
Yeah, I'm back at break even on DAL. Just trying to decide what what it's going to do here.
All right. Looks like I'm going to end up cutting that one.
We're right at VWAP on DAL.
Space is really pressing into pre-market high right now, but on low volume. So I don't know if it's going to get stuffed here or if it's going to break out. A little hard to read because the L2 is fairly balanced. Oh, there they are. There's some orders at 34. So
I was looking at space. It kind of, yesterday what it did, it just chopped in a range. That's always the danger. We get up into this
for sure
top, and then it just chops.
All right, I cut Apple, at least for now. Again, short interest still super high on space.
Yeah, it does. It looks, it looks like it wants to break out. I'm going to take a bit of a long here again on space.
That looks like a good decision.
Yeah, there we go.
Running right for 34.
Yeah, selling some here. 33.96. Oh wow. Okay, here we go. Sold some more.
Solid.
Sold some more through 34. So I'm pretty much down. Got a little bit of space left. I've had 2 good trades on space. See if we can get a squeeze. There's this R3. We're right at R3 around 34. This is a pivot level. So if we can get through this, we might have a clear shot.
Little supply still to the top.
Yeah.
Not a lot though. That was a big area, that 34. There you go. There, it's popping a little bit.
Yeah, it's right at this R3 level. It's where it's stalling out here. I'm taking the rest off here.
Hmm.
Thinking about it.
Might get stuffed.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I mean, I
take it
normally
off.
short R3, so I wouldn't be surprised to see it stuff here.
Yeah. So I'm
But I
just
mean,
a little bit
the bull
nervous.
really seems to be coming into this one.
Yeah. I think you're getting a bit of a short squeeze.
Just had some more orders come out at 34.20. They're trying to call the price up.
Yeah, I'm out of it. I just don't have a lot of confidence. I'm still in DAL.
Yeah, no, good.
Yeah, held through that pullback. I don't know why. I just thought I didn't want to get shaken out of it. No, maybe space
No,
is
there's
going to go.
obviously some. No, there's obviously some pressure here.
Yeah.
I think your instincts were solid. Even if it goes, I don't know if it was worth holding.
There goes Apple. Apple's popping again. Q's putting the bottom,
Apple.
came back up. I know. You kind of knew
Apple's
Apple
being
was
such a
going to.
pain.
Kind of knew
I
Apple
took two
was going
longs on it
to
off
squeeze.
of S3. Both of them I got stopped off of to the penny.
Yeah. Okay, let's see if we can get through 42 this time on this pop on DAL.
Stinking Apple. Man, I should have held.
Yeah, space.
Rules.
Yeah. Well, you just never know.
Gotta hate those risk management rules sometimes.
Yeah.
But they save me lots of money, so I love them.
That's true.
Man, space is really jamming into this little area here.
Yeah. I don't know what it's going to do. I'm kind of out of it right now, but
yeah. This stock is so bizarre sometimes. I mean, it can get so spready, and then it has these moments like this where it starts like hitting a 1 cent or 2 cent range, and you're just like, man, how are you holding this tight?
Yeah. It does look like it's trying to go here. Delta's kind of stalling out here, but maybe we're making a higher low on this last pullback, so still going to hang on to this to see if we can get to 42. Still feels like it's got a bid underneath it here.
See what happens. I took space short right at R3, so like 34.25, really tight risk. It couldn't go through, so
Yeah, nice.
I figured I'd take it. Already got a nice drop on it, so there we go, 2-1 already. So let's roll that. Now move the break even. That was a little sketchy, but I like it.
Yeah. No, it was that. Yeah, it could have made an argument either way for this thing to keep going or roll over. But when it kept stalling there, right at R3, that's kind of made me think it was might be a bit of a pullback.
It still might be. I might have just gotten it ran out of gas, so I might have just gotten the little pullback down to the average. So we'll see. But if it makes a new low here, I might be in the right spot on this thing.
Yeah. SPYs come right back up here. Qs have sort of bounced back. Apple, did Apple touch 150 there? Yep. Bang on. Hit Apple.
I'm so upset about that.
Yeah. Print. Yeah, you got the 150 print.
I mean, my long on Apple off of S3 was so flawless.
Yeah,
I just didn't hold it. I even said at the time, all right, let's start our run to 150. Let's go. And that hurts my feelings a little bit. Lou, don't do it, Lou. Yeah, there's my trade. Lou took it. Lou makes me feel better, kind of.
Yeah, I'm just. I'm going to take some.
All right, now
DAL.
I'm upset. Peter took it. Oh well. At least
somebody
Space
profited
liked me for a minute.
Yeah.
Everybody else took it.
You still short
it looks
space?
like literally the entire chat room took it.
You still short space? It looks like it's dropping now. Nice. It's coming down.
Yes, space likes me at least.
Yeah, hitting the 9 moving average right now.
Yeah, Francis, welcome to the chat. Pretty new. Yeah, we're trading right now. Brian and I are both taking trades and calling out for the most part. At least doing our best. Partial on space at pre-market high.
Yeah, I'm just watching DAL.
What has DAL been up to?
Just still, I'm still hoping to get to 42 on that. I've taken a little bit off.
Nice.
Just don't like the way it's kind of taking its time, but it is making a higher low here, so we'll stick with that. As long as it holds above the 9 moving average now, I'll kind of hang on here. Space bounced off the 9 moving average. Apple bouncing back up again.
Nothing else jumping out at me at the moment. I'm just scanning around.
Yeah.
SPY is continuing to chop around this level here, this 430 434, 435 like ish. Trying to push away from it now. What is this? Yesterday's close, maybe?
Nice trade, Eamon.
Yeah.
Traded MU. Good one. Sort of a random choice. Yeah, JD is just on a tear. What did I mentioned JD? I didn't have it as one of my main watches. Okay, here we go. Here we come. Here goes Dow. Still holding here. 42. We got 42 coming here. Not much of an ask at 42, but do have some liquidity right around there.
AMC's continuing on.
Yeah, we're at a pivot level right now here, just below 42. Space is looking like it wants to break out again here. Again, it's just following that 9 moving average up. Although the 9 is kind of flattening out. I'm going to take some more. Going to take some DAL off here just because we're at a pivot level, and I'm not. And there isn't a huge ask at 42. There's a bit of volume, bit of bids stacked there, but not much. We get through 42, I'll take the rest off here.
Yeah, I don't see the big seller, but we haven't had a big volume spike here yet or anything like that. So
No.
I just maybe don't have the momentum, but it seems like it's still intent on this direction.
Here we go. We're through 42. 42.20 is 42.15 is where there's yesterday's high. It's going to sell the rest here. I'm out. DAL.
Nice. Good trade, Brian.
Yeah. Had to hold through that pullback. I kind of figured it, it was kind of broke a rule there. But I just felt like it was gonna come back because it's just been strong. SPY is popping up here. The Q's right back up. Yeah, JD's been clean. Dang, damn it. It's one I should have watched. I mentioned it and I didn't watch it. Yeah, the Chinese stocks are money's definitely going into them today. Yeah, IWM looks like it's the index that's actually doing the best today. By the looks of things, it's the least red. Oh, dang. JD through 78. Hopefully some people are playing JD. Who took anybody in JD? It's a really clean move. Had a nice He's had a really nice setup here. Neo was good. Yeah, Neo's not bad either. Hate it when you pick some choppy stocks and then there's a few that you were looking at and you look at them after and you think, oh, why didn't I follow those? It's just the way it goes.
Yeah, I hear you there. I've got a couple of those going on right now, like Apple.
Yeah,
Apple and
well,
Neo,
Apple's,
actually. Neo, I was talking in pre-market about it being near this like cliff it could fall off, and that if it's going to support, that's the spot, and that's where it's supported. And then went on a long run, and then Apple, I played the reversal on that just beautifully, but didn't hold it right. It's like, darn.
yeah, it's funny how Apple went right to that 150 and then and failed. Just nailed it.
So I have managed to get some decent grabs, though. I've gotten 1R or 1.5 to 2R on 2 or 3 different trades. So I'm actually pretty darn close to being over goal right now, despite missing all my good runners. So we'll see. I'm looking to see if anything pops out. Neo kind of struggling around R4 right now. I'm interested to see if it's got the stuff to keep on going and break out here, or if it's going to reject and run this range back down. SPY's back up above its prior daily level and is kind of selling a bit.
Yeah. SPY had that initial sell-off and then pop back up again. But we're still down on the day, still down on all the indexes. Nikola, let's see what's going on. Yeah, Nikola, Neo had a good day.
Apple back to previous day's close, opening price, and VWAP. Interesting to see what it does here.
Yeah. So space kind of ran out of mojo here, right at that R3 level.
Wow. My chart's drawing a little late. Maybe that's what's going on. Something just hasn't been right. I haven't been able to wrap my hand, really think about it. I'm going to switch data streams.
So DAL did get to
new server.
Yeah, DAL did get to yesterday's high. It's just finding resistance right there now. All right, well, couple of not bad trades. DAL was good. DAL was strong after that earnings report. Space was pretty decent. Yeah, volume's really dropping off on a lot of these now. DAL had a nice volume push right up to that 42.20 level. Yeah, Beyond. I was looking at Beyond. You know, that was another one I kind of looked at. It was green. Um, it was green at the open there. Wow, it's had a nice push up here. Bit of a pullback at the open, and then it's just been ripping. There was a couple of huge volume spikes here. Was that just when they announced the news? I guess. Um, so, YVR. YVR is popping up here on the scanner. Just had a big spike.
Oh yeah, YVR. It's paused.
Yeah, it's halted. YVR, 11 million shares in the float.
I got a little short going on Bank of America here off of yesterday's close. Just crossing the 9, coming down to the 20. Maybe finally get something going on one of these.
Nicola's been on a real tear. There's definitely been some stocks that have been working this morning. It's just it wasn't overly obvious in the pre-market. ARK K is running. It's funny. Nicola just went through 15. Kind of missed out on that opportunity.
Hey Ray, how's it going? Welcome to the chat. Another new person.
Yeah,
So,
AMC.
if you've got questions, you can feel free to throw them out in the chat room. We've got lots of contributors and moderators in here. We'll try and get to you. We're not perfect though. Sometimes we're hyper focused, so we don't see what you ask, and we're working on a fix. But right now, while we're trading on YouTube and everything, we can't hear it when you guys tag us, so we don't get like the little bonk that we get when when we have our chat room audio on. So we're working on that though to figure that out. But for now, feel free just to message us anytime, or talk to anybody. Somebody will try and help you out. We're one of those chat rooms that are really about helping everybody. So don't be overwhelmed. It is a ton of information. So it's just gonna be a barrage for a while.
Yeah. Again, just it. Yeah, that's a we're not ignoring you if you tag us and we don't respond. It's again, it's as Thor said, we don't get a notification, and if we're watching our screens, like especially like right now, we're probably not going to know you've asked a question. But like Thor says, we've got lots of contributors in the room, people that have been here for years. They're all very helpful, as well as some of the other mods that are in the room as well. So we, just so you know, we are not ignoring you.
You bet, Ray. Glad to have you with us.
Yep. Yeah. Welcome. Space took a real bit of a tumble here.
Family.
Kind of watching. I'm watching YVR right now just to see if there is something here that's could be a trade. It's pretty erratic right now.
Man, AMC is gone, huh?
PPG Industries, the ticker is PPG.
What a run. $5 run already today.
4 cents. So 59 cents per share. Pop up all.
So some of these EV stocks have had a really nice run today. They've getting a bit of a pullback now.
All right, looks like I had to cut my BAC position. That wasn't very awesome. Guess I should have shorted space.
Yeah, Apple's just chopping now. Just keep an eye on NEO. NEO might be setting up for a 920 trade. Let's see if it loses this. If it loses the 9 moving average on the 2-minute chart here. This 44 level is where the 20 moving average is. So if we drop down to around that 44, it could be good for a bounce. I don't know if we're going to actually get there though.
Might actually buy off of it.
Yeah, you might. Could even buy off this line here. I don't know. It's had a big run, so I guess it's kind of late to be chasing stuff at this point.
Yeah, very nice, Robert.
SPY is looking like it's trying to hold this 9 moving average. Continue higher possibly. Space was too bad you didn't take. Are you still short on space?
No, I started. I went short on it earlier, and I went out at break even, which was good because it went past my stop if I'd have held it. And then it set up again, did the nice 920 cross, and then dropped. So I just seem to be like 5 minutes behind as I'm reviewing charts. I'm just a little bit behind. I find something I like, I get into it, it kind of chops, I get stopped, and then something moves while I'm looking at that, and then when I flip back, it's a chase your tail kind of day for me. Apparently,
definitely seems like it.
I'm actually over goal though, so I might just call it here in a little bit and just sometimes when you're not trading like 100%, you get green. You don't know how much I want to risk it, so we'll see.
Right.
True.
Wow, space is really really rolled over here. Huh. Still watching NEO to see what it does here. And DAL, maybe a 920 trade as well. Although it wouldn't be much of a move, unfortunately. IWM's gone green on the day. Yeah, typical summer day now, right? kind of things are settling down early. Not a lot of stuff going on. Just watching Plug and Neo for maybe a 920 trade here. DAL might be putting in the same pattern. Apple's pulling back here. Space has got to be getting to a level where it's going to find a bit of a bottom here. It's right into an area where there was a lot of trades in the pre-market.
Twitter source will read in his private account showing that he is long Carver Bancorp and Plen, Charlie Alpha Romeo Victor, and Plen ticker is Charlie Lima November.
SPY rolling over here a bit. Just got long some plug at 27.21, 920 trade. Could do the same with Neo.
Yeah, I ended up rolling Neo short, a little bit above 44.50. So I was kind of looked like the SPY was having trouble staying above this day. It looks like 2 days ago.
Oops. Yeah, I did.
Level.
It took half off at that 27.29, just right at the 9. But looks like might be having some trouble bouncing here on plug. So the trade book is take it long at the 20, take half off back up at the 9 moving average, and then really just I should be stopping out here on the rest because it didn't follow through. Usually hold half just to see if we get back up through the 9, but it doesn't look like it's going to hold here, so I take the rest off. Neo looks like it's going to head lower here too. Maybe not going to hold the 20.
Looks like we've got a link for the, let's see, for the webinar, y'all. Maybe. All right, I'm at an R on Neo, so this would be the perfect time for it to squeeze and stop me out. That would be on par for the course for the day. Let's see if this thing holds the...
Yeah. You shorted out.
I shorted it when it started to cross the 9. I shorted it right near the 9, and that worked really well. I'm actually, you guys have been doing the 920 trade, and Peter and I have been using the 920 cross for reversals forever.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
now, but I'm kind of pairing the mentality of the two. If I see the 920, it crosses the 9, and they start to cross. You can play that rejection there. It seems to work pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah. The 9 and the 20 are just about to cross on Neo on the 2-minute chart. You're using a 1 minute for the cross? Yeah.
Yeah, I use a 1 minute.
Yeah.
Just that's what
I
I'm used
can
to.
see
But
that.
I think it's just as valid on the 2 minute, if not even maybe a little more valid on the 2 minute. I'm just not used to using the chart.
Yeah. Now I can see it's already crossed on the 1 minute. It crossed quite a while ago. Yeah, that's a good indication too that a trend is changing.
Lou, that's good, man. You need to recognize the type of day you're trading in. If it's a choppy day or a day you're not getting your follow through, adjusting your, risk management is not a big of a deal as long as it's intentional. If you're taking
Wow.
partials at 1R, even though you're supposed to be holding for 2R because that's your strategy, then obviously I'm going to kind of push back on that a small amount because you're just making arbitrary decisions against your strategy. But if you're going in saying, "Hey, today is a choppy day, so I'm going to be looking for 1-to-1s," that's
Yeah,
perfectly
exactly.
fine.
Yeah, HP. The crosses are something that definitely you can watch for. There's these things they call golden crosses, and different different indicators for the moving averages. People look for trend changes.
Yeah, I gotta start learning those better because it was like the other day they had the death cross or whatever on Tesla, and I was like, oh, I've never heard that. That sounds awfully fun.
Well, yeah, when I said get defensive, I mean, is saying it's maybe time to, if you've got positions, heavy positions, maybe lighten up on some of your stocks holdings. Like I have a number of stock holdings that are just longer term that I don't mention in my swing trade. It's a different sort of strategy. So it's getting just feels like things are getting a little bit like I said in my video. I really don't like the way the internals of this market are looking.
Mm-hmm.
You've got an awful lot of stocks now that are trading below their 50 moving average. It's just if you look at an equal weighted S&P, it's been rolling over for a while. So it's just it just feels like you've got a small amount of large cap stocks that are influencing the indexes that are making the market look healthier than it is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Miss Jenny, that's funny. What? The market is so strong. Yeah, what
Yeah.
you're saying is true. The market does look so strong, but what Brian is saying is 1,000% correct, which is you've got a handful of massively capped stocks they're fine. They're basically
Yeah.
untouchable at this point, and they're going to just keep going up. So the market will just continue to look strong, but it doesn't mean everything inside the market is trading well. Quite the opposite of what Brian's saying. It's what keeps giving me these weird feels for the market all the time. I just see all this low volume squeezing, but the market just keeps going up because, like the big five or whatever are going.
Yeah. Yeah, like Apple.
Yay, partial on
Take for
Neo.
example
44,
Apple.
we made it.
Wow, nice.
Good Lord, that took forever.
Yeah, you've got Apple and Microsoft and Amazon. These big cap stocks that have a significant weighting on the indexes. So if you just look at the index by itself, you say, oh, it's going up. It's in an uptrend. But there are more stocks in a downtrend than there are in an uptrend right now.
Chris, 703 Chris. So, like around 15 minutes in or so is often, every stock opens in an auction period basically, and that lasts generically the first 5 to 30 minutes of the stock's open. So it'll run in one direction or the other, ripping heavily for 5 minutes to a half hour, depending on, and we just call that basically the open auction. So that's basically everyone from overnights getting out. Everyone who wants to get in is trying to get in early, and you just get this really volatile moment. But then starting about 15 minutes in to maybe a half hour in is when you can really start looking for your strong continuations and reversals. So you run out of momentum, so you're going to stall there, and you can stall there for 15 minutes, sometimes a half hour. But that's where you're going to start looking for stocks to really set value and then pick their most likely what will be their trending direction for a good portion of the day. But that's why often we can, you hear some of us saying, you don't have to be so freaked out about getting in at the open. I know it feels like that's the only time you're going to get a big move and make money. That's not true. I get 1 o'clock trades that I take afternoon that run 4 times further than, any opening trade. But it depends on your time frame, your personality, and what works well for you, what you want to focus on trading. For me, I get beat up in the open a lot. I love that meme. I just get no respect.
Yeah, there was some stuff about Powell just on Benzinga there.
Oh,
so
Powell's
not
talking.
I think he's. I know he talked yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, Nick D, exactly. All right, just short everything. Anytime Powell talks, just short it.
I think he's kind of gotten a bit better at speaking.
Yeah, it would seem so. The Powell
a little
hotkey.
Bit more.
That's funny.
Yeah, he's getting a little bit more careful about the choices of words that he uses. It's funny how everybody parses over every syllable and every word that comes out of his mouth to try to read. And got the machines doing that too.
Yeah, I was just reading a little bit on that a couple of days ago. I didn't realize, I guess, that there are actually machines that have audio scrubbers in them that are like actually listening to the news feed, and if certain keywords come out, the machines basically hear that, which is terrifying, and then start making decisions, which is equally terrifying.
When you think he could really screw with the markets and screw with the machines, he could just throw out one word and it triggers a bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
just for a laugh. Yes, we know we're streaming
I hear that
on YouTube.
Yeah, I think so. I keep streaming on YouTube, but they tell me not to. My face is already here. I don't. Whatever. Hey, YouTube.
The thing about YouTube,
I need to get better at acknowledging our YouTube peeps.
Yeah, but the thing about YouTube that you should know is there is a bit of a delay between when we're talking and what you're hearing. So
highlighting 2 small cap stocks with upside.
What's up to the YouTube peeps? I'm really bad about that. I'm so focused in on the chat room that I almost forget that we're even doing the YouTube thing sometimes. So pop over and say hi for a minute. Sorry, we don't pay you enough attention. We love you. We really do.
Yo. Just looking at space,
Exactly, Chris.
I'm tempted to maybe short it here at the 9 moving average, but it it is kind of getting late in the day for could be a trend reversal here too. So, are you still short Neo? Neo is down at the
I
VWAP.
am.
Looks like it's gonna lose the VWAP here. It's right back at the VWAP right now.
Yeah, Neo from yesterday, it had R4, and that's what I was looking back, but it came in onto this value area from yesterday where it really, blew around a lot. So I was like, this might be a good spot. So it didn't have quite the volume signal I wanted for the reversal, but you know what? We made it work.
That's ticker INO.
YVR is still spicy here.
Spicy.
It seems to be the stock in play.
Thank you, Rena.
Thanks.
The people on YouTube are being nice. All good, Thor. We still appreciate you and
good.
Brian, even though you don't talk to us or pay us any attention. That's so nice of you.
Alpha shifted on a circuit breaker down 23%. That's ticker SNOA.
Oh, that's great, Moran Berlin. I like this comment. I've only been watching you guys for a few days, which is just basically you and me. Then wait till you see Andrew trade. It's way more exciting. We're actually kind of boring. I've been only watching you guys for a few days. I'm really enjoying it. I've been in another chat room for the past year. This is refreshing. Ooh, I like refreshing.
Oh, good. We like refreshing. We like to be refreshing. Well, we're this community is all about trying to help everyone be successful, not just about copying trades, following people, because it's better. It's obviously a lot better if you understand why you're taking a trade, developing your own trade book. Yeah. Oh, look at him. Yeah. Look at him.
Just do what I do. It'll work every time. You'll be fine.
Yeah. Well, that'll work too. Yeah. So that'll work sometimes. Oh, look at here we go.
You don't know my risk tolerance. I don't know yours, but let's just do the same thing.
Yeah. YVR is kicking it up a notch here.
Company's Allier unit announcing that it received.
All right. I got took a partial on Neo at 43.80, just above the 100 moving average on the 1 minute. Seems like that was a good decision because we instantly started buying. I guess everyone else was thinking what I was thinking. Hopefully we don't start a squeeze. But oh well. That was solid. Got a couple R on the book. That put me well over goal, so at least I'm over goal now. I think I partialed too much, Nick D. I probably shouldn't have dropped half my position because apparently now we're rallying.
Yeah.
It was me.
You can see.
No, not really.
Yeah. You I thought that was your, what was that? Your 20,000 shares just covering there.
Darn it.
DAL put in a bit of a double top there. Just couldn't get through yesterday's high. It's rolling over.
Daily levels really in play today. I can't tell you how many stocks have went straight to it. I mean, I know Apple did it. Now they did it. Neo almost. That's wild.
Huh. Yeah, Neo pop back up there. Bit of a false breakdown, actually, just started to lose the VWAP and then came snapping right back up there.
Speaking of daily levels, the SPY is sitting on top of one right now, along with the 920 and VWAP all together. So things might get interesting on SPY.
Wow, Beyond really, Beyond the Meat really took a dive after that pop up. Yeah, there's been some funky price action today, no question.
Man, what a good decision to partial there on Neo. I'm almost all the way back to break even on my remaining shares.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, that was quite the bounce. Quite the bounce.
Well, I think I'm going to call it, Brian. I'm
Okay.
over goal, and I think I'm going to make sure I stay there. So I'm going to call it. I'll be back on at 1 p.m., everybody. Don't forget tonight, too, we also have our Thursday mentoring session. So anyone who has access, come by and hang out. We had a really cool L2 presentation on Tuesday, so I thought that'd be a solid topic for tonight. If anyone has any questions from that webinar, you can come by and talk about it there. So, Brian, a pleasure as always. Good, sir. Always fun making money with you.
All right, man.
Rest of your day.
Thank you, sir. Always fun trading with the Thor in the morning here. Yeah,
absolutely.
So have a good rest of the morning, and check Thor out later.
And long space, by the way.
Oh, long space. Okay. Yeah, it is. It's
just
popped
got a
up
nice
through
little pop.
Yeah, it popped up through the 9, and it's banging against the 20 right now. So probably
right.
a bit of a short squeeze here.
Peace to everybody out there in YouTube land. Great hanging out with you guys. I'll try and interact with you more over the next couple of days as we're hanging out. So hope everyone has a great day out in YouTube. Don't forget, if you haven't already, throw us a little like. I'd really appreciate that. And we'll talk to you later.
Cheers. Okay, well, I think that kind of just wraps things up here. Again, everybody out on YouTube, thank you for joining us this morning. And as Thor said, always appreciate the likes and thumbs up. And then if you follow us, you'll get notification when we're on. And so take care, everybody. Hope you had a good day. It was a bit of a challenging day, but there were definitely some good stocks that were worth watching. So, all right. Have a good one, everyone, on YouTube land, and we'll talk to you later.